There's a comfortable lie we tell ourselves about outliers. We see someone doing something extraordinary and we whisper to ourselves, they're different. They were born with something I wasn't. They had connections, money, luck, some invisible advantage that explains everything. We tell ourselves this because it's easier than the alternative. The alternative is admitting that they're not that different from us. That maybe, just maybe, the gap between where we are and where they are isn't about what we were given, but about what we were willing to do. And that's a hard thing to sit with at 2 a.m. when you're scrolling through someone else's success, wondering why it isn't yours. So here's the deal. Outliers aren't born different. They choose to be. They don't possess some magic formula of luck or innate superiority. They make decisions, take risks, and above all think in ways that most of us don't. And this, my friends, is where the power lies. You see, the psychology of an outlier is the very thing that separates them from the rest of us. It's not just that they're talented or have a great idea, it's the way they perceive the world, their mindset, their approach to challenges, their relationship with failure and success. Outliers don't just accept the status quo, they break it. And in breaking it, they create something entirely new. Think about this for a second. How often have you watched someone accomplish something extraordinary and thought, that could never be me? How many times have you seen a person overcome insurmountable odds, achieve something seemingly impossible, and felt a twinge of envy? But here's the thing, what if those outliers are simply living out a different kind of story? A story not defined by what they were given, but by how they think, how they approach life, failure, and success. The outliers are not the ones who are gifted. They are the ones who decided, in the face of adversity, I will not give up. And it's not some magical trait. It's their ability to shift their mindset, to look at failure and hardship not as barriers, but as stepping stones to success. They see the world not as it is, but as it could be. This isn't just theory. It's real, tangible, and it's how you can start thinking like an outlier too. Think about Thomas Edison for a moment. When we think of Edison, we picture the man who invented the light bulb, who revolutionized the way we live. But here's a little-known fact. Edison tried over 10,000 different materials before he found the right filament for the light bulb. That's 10,000 failures. But what did he say about those failures? He didn't see them as setbacks. He didn't wallow in regret. Instead, Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Failure is essential to the psychology of an outlier. While the rest of us might look at failure and give up, outliers use failure as fuel. For them, failure isn't the end of the road. It's a lesson. It's data. It's a way to grow stronger. How many of us would have thrown in the towel after even a fraction of those 10,000 attempts? Most of us, when we face rejection, failure, or mistakes, we tend to shut down. We internalize it. We let it define us. But outliers, they see failure differently. It's no secret that failure is uncomfortable. It stings. It makes us question our abilities. But for outliers, failure is a necessary part of the process. It's not something they fear, it's something they embrace. It's part of their journey. They understand that greatness doesn't come without risk. It doesn't come without failure. And most importantly, it doesn't come without learning from failure. Take J.K. Rowling. She was a single mother living on welfare when she wrote Harry Potter, struggling to make ends meet. Her manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers before it was finally picked up by Bloomsbury. Imagine being in her shoes. 12 rejections. That's enough to break most people. But Rowling didn't break. She didn't give up on her dream. She kept going, kept writing, kept believing in her story. And now her story is one of the most successful franchises in the world. It's easy to look at someone like Rowling and think she had it easier than we do. It's easy to think she had some kind of luck or magic on her side, but the truth is her success wasn't born from luck. It was born from a mindset that refused to quit. She didn't let those rejections define her. She didn't let the opinions of others determine her worth. That's the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who fades into the background. The psychology of an outlier is rooted in resilience. And resilience doesn't just happen by accident. It's something outliers actively cultivate. It's a mindset that says no matter how many times I fail, I'll keep pushing forward. It's a belief that setbacks aren't signs to stop, but opportunities to grow. This leads us to focus, another essential trait of the outlier. Outliers are laser-focused on their goals. They don't get distracted by the noise. They don't chase after every opportunity that presents itself. They know exactly what they want, and they pour everything they have into getting it. Look at Michael Jordan. He's often referred to as the greatest basketball player of all time. His talent was undeniable, but what really set him apart was his obsession with practice. He didn't just practice, he refined. He was deliberate in his focus. He understood that greatness isn't about being born with natural ability, it's about the relentless pursuit of excellence. He spent countless hours on the court, fine-tuning his skills, working on his weaknesses, and pushing his limits. Jordan's story isn't just about basketball, it's about the psychology of being an outlier. It's about focusing on the small things, the details that others overlook. It's about pushing yourself harder than you thought possible, even when it seems like you've reached your peak. Outliers don't stop when they're good enough. They keep going until they're the best. Focus isn't just about hard work. It's about working with intention. Outliers don't waste time on things that don't serve them. They prioritize what matters most, their craft, their goals, their vision, and they ignore everything else. But even with focus, outliers are self-aware. They know their strengths and they know their weaknesses. This awareness allows them to double down on what they do best and get help in areas where they're not as strong. Steve Jobs wasn't a technical genius, but he was a visionary. He wasn't focused on writing code or building the hardware. He focused on the user experience, on design, on creating something that people would love. He understood his role, and he surrounded himself with the best engineers and designers who complemented his vision. Self-awareness doesn't just make you a better person, it makes you a better creator, a better leader. It allows you to understand your own limitations and find the people who can help you rise above them. It's not about being perfect at everything. It's about being strategic about where you invest your energy. But the most powerful trait of an outlier is vision. Outliers don't just do things for the sake of doing them. They do them because they have a vision of a better world, a world where their contribution matters. They are driven by a sense of purpose that goes beyond financial success or recognition. Their vision is what fuels their perseverance, their focus, and their unrelenting commitment to their work. Elon Musk is a prime example. His companies, from Tesla to SpaceX, aren't just about building electric cars or sending rockets to Mars. They are about changing the world. Musk's vision is not just about making money or becoming famous. It's about leaving a legacy. He believes that humanity needs to transition to sustainable energy and that space exploration is key to our future survival. This sense of vision drives everything he does, even when the odds seem impossible. Outliers understand that success isn't about following the herd. It's about following your own path. It's about having the courage to pursue a vision that others can't see and to believe in it when no one else does. And lastly, the outlier's journey is about deliberate practice. The 10,000-hour rule isn't a myth, it's a proven principle. If you want to be the best at something, you need to commit to practice, but not just any practice. Deliberate practice is focused, intentional, and designed to push your limits. It's not about doing something just to do it. It's about doing it with purpose. Every failure, every mistake, every setback is part of the process. The outlier doesn't shy away from failure. They embrace it, they learn from it, and they keep going until they are the best. In the end, outliers are not different because they have special privileges. They are different because they are willing to take risks, embrace failure, practice relentlessly, and hold on to a vision that drives them through the hard times. They don't wait for opportunities to knock. They create them. As the famous quote by Henry Ford says, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." The outliers think they can, and then they go out and prove it. And in doing so, they leave their mark on the world, changing it in ways we never thought possible.